Good evening, guys, and happy Monday to all of your sunshiny faces. Guys, my neck is killing me because honestly today, well no, I was actually, everything on my planner got done for today. We also too, I don't know if I mentioned in yesterday's vlog, we ended up going over to my mom's friend's house who was having some sort of light issue, and it wasn't actually like a problem. They were trying to replace a light, and like she had somebody that was going to just replace the light, but I think he was like, I don't know, like did like some other type of like construction or something like that. Like he's not an electrician, and so he thought though, like, oh, you know, like again, I feel like putting a new light in isn't the like most difficult thing. You know, like I said, there's sort of directions on there. Obviously, like a lot of people should probably consult like a you know, like I said, a you know, trained electrician, but in some cases like that where you sort of work construction anyway and or are familiar with it, like again, I've seen my dad do it enough times that so long as I am sure that the power is off and he supervised, I would probably be able to again hook up like a light switch or a light or an outlet or something like that pretty much myself. Like I said, just because I've been watching him do it so much. Again, a lot of other stuff I couldn't, but like again, just like replacing a light switch, replacing the, you know, a light fixture, or replacing, it's difficult honestly, though it is sort of like a two-person job. It's not the most easy thing, but like outlets, stuff like that, like I said, I'm sort of at the point now where like I sort of know which wires need to go with which. The thing is that it's sort of weird, especially our house. My dad said something about like our house isn't actually like the color coding that like wires are supposed to be. I don't know, our house wasn't exactly the way it was supposed to be or something like that. And so not that they were like switched like the colors or whatever, but it was like they like used a different color for one thing or something like that. I don't know, but anyway, so like I said, the person they were having like take care of the light fixture, you know, like I said, was in construction or whatever. It was just like a general sort of like handyman or something like that. But there was a problem with like the box that like the what's it called, the light is supposed to mount to, and I guess there was a problem with their other bathroom, and he sort of just ended up like sort of putting it together and ended up getting it to work with like some wood or something like that. But this one that was in the other bathroom, there was like a bigger problem, and the box like was like in the wall pretty much. And when we replaced the light before in their downstairs bathroom, it was sort of the same thing, but my dad was able to get it on there still perfectly fine. But because of it, and because of the type of light that they were mounting, it wasn't really possible to be able to do it that way. My dad sort of tried to, so we didn't end up, we got the light fixture like put up, but we have to get it completely replaced. Like we have to either get like a new box or like these little things that you can put on the box to secure it properly to the wall, because I guess it is not the right box that's supposed to be there. So anyways, long story short, my dad sort of got the light up, but realized that he didn't get the top part of the light up. So he's going to have to replace the, we're going to have to go back and replace with the actual box. So I did wind up going to go and do that today. And then too, I didn't cook dinner tonight because, we ended up having dinner actually over at their house, which was pretty nice. But, Jack didn't end up coming with us though. So, he, just ended up having food here. But we, like I was saying, we ended up going over there, and I got everything on my planner done. I did dishes, laundry, I edited today. There's something else I did too. I sort of did do my Walgreens list as well today. So like I said, I got all of that stuff done, so I can go to Walgreens most likely, hopefully on Thursday. And then, though, throughout the day today, I was randomly like watching movies and on my bed, and I feel like this is why my neck is bothering me, because I was pretty much, other than when I was doing that stuff like I said today, which it was very productive. I was up, like I said, not like I didn't lay on my bed all stinking day long. I was up, you know, when I was editing actually up at my desk. But like I said, I was like very productive today, and not like laying around all day. But I ended up actually watching a total of 3 movies today. I ended up, and yesterday I think I told you guys, I don't remember which movie I ended up watching yesterday, but today I pretty much woke up, did dishes and laundry, and then I ended up watching the Hidden Figures movie, because I saw that was on, I think on Disney Plus. And yesterday on Disney Plus, I ended up watching West Side Story. And so I saw though that that movie was on there. So I was like, oh, I'll watch that tomorrow. So I ended up watching it this morning. Then I was like, there's not honestly a ton of other like Disney movies that's like other than like Disney animated movies that I really saw that I was like, I really want to watch this. I love watching not documentaries. I really love, my favorite things to watch are like sort of like, I love the National Geographic. I love that that's on Disney Plus, but I'm not huge into the like animal or nature aspect of it. I just don't love watching those movies, like, or like those documentaries or docu-series. I do sort of like some like natural science things, I guess, that aren't necessarily like nature, I guess, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not totally into like space stuff, like watching like those type of like documentaries or anything like that, but I'm not totally opposed to if it was something like about volcanoes or something like that. I don't know why, I just find that like somewhat interesting. Or again, like, oh, rock formations and stuff like that, like more geology, I think. But like I said, like nature and sort of like biology, I'm not a huge fan of. I don't really like watching that. Honestly too, out of all of my science classes that I took, so I took biology, then my sophomore year I actually took marine biology because I was homeschooled that year, and then when I went back to school my junior year I actually took chemistry and then physics my senior year, which normally are supposed to be your sophomore junior class, but I took them junior senior year because like I said I was homeschooled, so I took a year of biology when I was homeschooled, marine biology specifically, and marine biology wasn't horribly bad. I actually didn't mind that, and maybe it was because again of the way I got to learn it myself versus I didn't like the way the teacher taught biology. But even when I learned, like, I don't know, I've had some pretty not great teachers in science, my science class, and honestly the class that I probably struggled with as far as science goes the worst was probably physics. Like, worst grade, like didn't really understand it that much, but it was still a class that like I liked physics more than I liked biology. Like, I don't know, biology to me is just not like a set in stone sort of science. There's so many like elemental factors that can go into something, like herd formations in like animals and stuff like that, and like, oh, but if there's like a storm that blows through or something like that, it could change sort of, like, I don't know, it just to me at least seems like there's too many variables in it versus like chemistry to me and physics are very like there's rules and so it's like going to stay the same. Like, I was always very good at math. I was very mathematically, like, you know, that was sort of my thing. So I feel like chemistry and physics sort of were like somewhat the same, and biology was just not. So like biology I was not a fan of, and I don't really, like I said, love watching like, you know, the National Geographic stuff that has to do with like cheetahs and rhinoceroses and, you know, like anything like that, or again like Shark Week, that kind of stuff. I'm just not into watching that kind of stuff. But I love almost all of the other, like, you know, ancient civilizations too. I love that. Even not ancient, but just like civilizations and like sort of the mystery of a lot of history stuff too. Like, I love those kind of things. But that is a lot of what's on National Geographic, like, you know, the Disney Plus portion of that. I love watching those ones. But I don't know why lately I haven't been wanting to like watch anything like, I don't know, like, I guess educational. I've been sort of like, you know what, I just sort of want to enjoy watching a, like I said, like a movie. And I don't know why too, I don't want to get invested really right now in a series. Like, I just, like, the thing is that if a series is too short, I really want there to be more of it. Or if it hasn't ended yet, then I'm like obsessed until I can finally see like the last season. And sometimes they leave you hanging, which stinks. But the other thing is too, if the series is too long, I will never finish it. Like, honestly, I don't know. It took me years to finally finish watching all of Grey's Anatomy. And honestly, too, Grey's Anatomy has been on for forever. So, like, I mean, that was on, like, I think it started when I was, like, it was early 2000s, honestly, I think. So it has been on for forever, but I love watching it. But like I stopped watching it sort of recently. Now I'm like, oh well, I'm going to go back through the beginning and watch it. Like I was really good up until I think around the time my grandma passed away, I think was when I sort of like still maybe watched like a season or two after that. And then like I got behind sort of on watching it, and I couldn't figure out where I could go to like catch up on like the current series, which I think I can on Hulu without watching like, you know, like just having to wait for the whole season to come out, because I think it is split. Like Netflix has most of it, but then so does Hulu, I think. I don't know, it's really weird. It switched, like split between 2 streaming services, but at the time I don't even know if it was on Hulu or if we even had Hulu. So like I said, I was like, okay, well I'll catch up like with the new season once it came out on Netflix, because I was behind several episodes, and then I just never did. And now I keep going, I'm gonna watch it again from the beginning and catch up on it. And yeah, that is never going to happen. I'm never gonna watch the whole thing over again. Like I keep telling myself that, but let's be honest, it won't happen. And then I'm really bad about too like picking up where I left off. So if I'm like, okay, well I'm like 2 seasons in, but then I don't watch it for a year or something like that, I will not come back to the 2nd season. I will go back and rewatch the whole 1st season again. So like I said, I really am sort of like bad at that. Like I will start watching something again, but then never end up actually finishing it, especially if it's too long. Like I did the Vampire Diaries too. I never finished watching it when I was watching it like originally, and then I got caught up and was watching it like regularly, but then I don't think I ever watched like the last season or something like that. So I was like, oh well, I'll go back and rewatch the whole, yeah, it didn't happen. So but that's the thing too, is that like I get bored. Like, you know, people like binge stuff. Like I can binge too, but I can only like binge for like a couple days, and then after that I'm like, I need to be done with this. I'm gonna move on to something else and like have to go and watch either a different series or whatever. But like, I don't know, sometimes too, if it's like, especially a lot of the stuff that I watch is probably more like dramas, and so after a while I'm just like, I need some comedy, like some good, like I just want to watch a comedy. And so, you know, like I feel like right now that's why I'm watching movies, because I can just switch around to sort of whatever my mood is. Like, oh, I really want to watch something romantic, okay, I'll pick that. Oh, I really want to watch a comedy, okay, I'll watch that, instead of being like, okay, well I have to sit through 8 seasons of this, you know, series that I'm watching, where it's sort of not the same thing, but you know, like, okay, they got a one-liner in there and a little bit of romance, and okay, now it's serious again, and you know, now it's a sort of a thriller, or you know, whatever. It's just like, okay, like I need to move on. Like, you know, I can't just keep watching this forever for days on end. And so that's why honestly there's so many series that I have started and I've never finished them, because I get like either bored of them or I binge out and like get burnout from watching it. So that's why today I watched Hidden Figures this morning. Then in the afternoon, once we actually got back from, like I said, going over to my mom's friend's house, I ended up watching the it called 12 Angry Men, which that movie I watched actually the 1950, I think it's 57 version, because I think there is a newer one that was like it from 95 maybe or something like that. But that movie is so iconic because it is parodied, it has been redone in like series and stuff like that. Like I was like, I didn't realize how many like, you know, different, again, like series have used, you know, and like parodied off of it, or you know, done some type of adaptation to add to their story. And so many different like TV shows, other movies and stuff like that, you know, take inspiration from that a little bit, even if it's not, you know, exactly the same thing, but you know, because it's such an iconic movie. And so like I said, I knew about it, but I never actually had seen it, so it was actually really cool to have watched it, and again, understand sort of where some of those pop cultural references wind up coming into play. Like Family Guy has done that. I think it's in Monk too. Like I said, I know that there's a lot of other ones where, like I said, they sort of parody them, or else end up, you know, like I said, sort of doing, you know, like an adaptation of it or whatever. But I think that that's really cool, and to actually know, like I said, the origins of sort of where it came from. And then, and honestly too, some older movies I'm not a huge fan of because I can't really sit through them and like watch them. But this one was actually one that like was not over my head either. Like sometimes older movies, again, it's like, okay, I don't get the plot, I don't get what's going on, whatever. It was very easy to understand, honestly. I love old movies, but again, there's a lot of ones where I'm like, I have to go back and rewatch that like 4 times to actually understand what's going on. Like, especially if I'm not getting it. And so, but that one, like I said, I had no trouble at all, like figuring it out and understanding. It was very easy, you know, like I said too. And like for older movies, sometimes again, there's like references or things that are like, you know, like spoken differently, even, you know, again from over 50 years ago, that, you know, again, cultural things were sort of different, or again, like the way people sort of like phrases that were said, you know, like that kind of stuff, like again, their pop culture of the day is obviously different than now, so like those type of things are again very different. And so sometimes again, it's like, oh, I didn't get that, or that was over my head or whatever. But this one, like I said, to me at least, was not. So I watched that, and then afterwards I was like, you know what, I really don't want to go to sleep yet. It was still sort of early, and I was like, okay, I'll watch another movie. Then I ended up watching, I think it's 5 Feet Apart, or 5 feet, yeah, 5 feet apart, 5 feet away, whatever it is. I ended up watching that then, because I was like, you know what, it's sort of into a little romance movie. And then I was craving a comedy after that. And see how this goes through this whole thing where I'm like, I can't just sit and watch one simple movie, or, you know, like, you know, like I said, like sit through then and watch like an entire series, because it's not what I'm feeling. I was honestly thinking about watching though that, it's on Netflix, that Space something, the one with Steve Carell in it, because like it only has 2 seasons, so I know I won't get too addicted to it and can't watch too much of it, and won't try and binge too much, at least, because there isn't that much to watch. If there's going to be new seasons that come out, then I'm going to be waiting around forever for them, or I'm going to be, you know, like I said, upset that they haven't come out with a new one, or I will watch just the 2 seasons and then wait 5 years to watch if there's any other ones after that, because like I said, that's what I normally do. So I'm not really wanting to, but I don't know, I don't really know of any other comedy movies that I want to really watch. So like I said, I don't know why right now though, but I'm on this kick to watch movies all of a sudden, and there's a lot of really good ones too that are on all of the streaming services that we have, especially lately, because I haven't been into any of them. But since I got my Apple TV, I have been, like I said, especially right now, that's why I'm like, I really want to take advantage of using it more, because I got it, and gosh darn it, I'm going to use it. So, you know, like I said, I'm just like, you know, I want to watch some stuff that's on there. And again, all of the platforms that we have, because like I said, we're subscribed to a handful of different things. Like, I'm a little upset we're not subscribed to like HBO or like Stars or anything like that, because there's a lot of stuff on there. And also too, I'm not subscribed, I think my Apple TV Plus, I think is what it's called, subscription, I could have gotten it free for like 3 months because I got the Apple TV, but I didn't end up doing that. And I saw the thing pop up on my phone and it was like, it expires today. I never signed up for it, so that was 3 months I didn't end up getting. But that's the other, well, like one of the few things I think we're not signed up for. But like I said, we have like Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime, and I thought there was another one. No, I can't think though. I'm super tired too, guys. Probably should have gone to bed, because honestly I fell asleep like the last 5 minutes of the 12 Angry Men movie. And I was like, oh, I gotta rewind this, because my neck was hurting. I was trying to get comfortable, and so I finally did, and then I ended up falling asleep for like a few minutes. And that's when I was like, I should just go to bed. And then I was like, no, I'm gonna stay up and watch another movie. And I did. I stayed away for the whole entire thing of the second one, or I guess it would be the third one for the day. But yeah, like I said, guys, I need to take a shower and get to bed. But yeah, we'll see, figure out which movies I choose to watch tomorrow. I'm just on a big kick right now where I just want to watch a lot of movies, and you know, because there's, as long as everything got done for today like it did, you know, there's no harm, I guess, in binging a couple movies. I just need to figure out though, like what I'm really like, you know, again, to like want to watch. Like, you know, I feel like I spend too much time scrolling too and being like, do I really want to watch that? Do I not want to watch that? And then sometimes too, I'll come across stuff that I'm like, wow, this is really good, I really want to watch it, but I'll forget to add it to like my, you know, like watch list or something like that. And then I wind up forgetting about it and then never going back to go and look for it. And I'll be like, I thought there was a movie that I really wanted to see on there. And then, like I said, I don't end up like seeing it again, I wind up thinking like, oh, there was a movie I really wanted to watch, you know, but then I'll either forget what platform it was on that I wanted to watch it, or else I'll wind up forgetting, like, you know, like losing track and or forgetting, like, you know what, I'll be like, oh, there was a really good comedy I wanted to watch, but I don't remember what it was, because like I said, I don't add it to that, or I forget what platform it was on or whatever. So anyways, guys, I will see you all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye, guys.